This is Nathu La. India and China fought a war here. But no, not in 1962. India and China have had many wars and skirmishes, but this one was different. During the 1960s, India wasn't in its best shape, well, both militarily and socially. We just had fought two wars and we were recovering from two major famines. In addition to this, we were still dependent on the Western countries, especially the United States, for our food. And in 1967, during these dire times, we fought another war, with China this time. And yes, we won. Ever since the 1962 war, the bilateral relations of India and China knew only the downward direction. The relations were even more strained after the 1965 Indo-Pakistan War, in which the Chinese openly supported the Pakistanis. See, unlike the border between India and Pakistan, which is clearly demarcated, the Chinese-Indian border or the Sino-Indian border is unclear in many sectors. That's why we see so many standoffs and skirmishes on India's eastern frontiers, be it the recent Pangong Tso, Galwan Valley, or even Nathu La. And so, in 1967, one such standoff turned into a full-blown gunfight, in which over 340 Chinese and over 88 Indians lost their precious lives. Nathu La, the mountain pass that connects and separates two Asian giants. The mountain pass is strategically located and economically very viable for India. Just like today, in 1967, these hazy borders resulted in frequent clashes between the Chinese and the Indians. So to finish this confusion, the Indian army decided to erect a barbed wire fence along the route between Nathu La and Sebula. La in Tibetan language means a mountain pass. This resulted in a hand fight between the two sides as the Chinese objected to the barbed wire fence on Indian territory. Chinese have had this reputation of repeatedly objecting to border infrastructure on the Indian side of the border. The simple reason behind that is that China thinks that if India ramps up its infrastructure along the border, then India will have a significant advantage over the Chinese due to shorter supply lines. The resultant of this objecting was a hand fight between the two sides, and the Chinese couldn't match the Indian soldiers hand to hand. Following this, they retreated back to their posts and opened fire at the unguarded Indian troops at exactly 7:30 a.m. on 11th September. The gunfight lasted for 5 long days, over which artillery, machine guns, and even mortars were used. Another gunfight 35 kilometers away at Chola also saw the Chinese retreat. The incident resulted in an Indian victory and the securing of the crucial Nathu La pass by the Indians. It is evident that over 790 casualties, which includes the dead and the injured, made the Chinese realize that the 1962 Sino-Indian War was not humiliating but also a learning mistake for the Indians. This is ASC News and I am Aniket Singh Chauhan. Keep watching.